What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about strength endurance training, the ability to use max force production over an extended period of time. And I'm not just talking a couple sets of 10 or 15 or 20 or even a couple sets of 50 or 100. I'm talking strength endurance training the way that Steve Justa and Bud Jeffries talked about it. The ability to use max force production over many hours or half a day or a full day even. This is something that's missing from many people's training programs. I know it was missing from mine, and since I've been implementing some of this stuff, even just a little bit of it, the results have been profound. The way that I approach training is different, and the way that I feel is different. My work capacity is on another level now. So I first heard about this stuff from a book called Rock, Iron, Steel, The Book of Strength, written by Steve Justa. He wrote it a while back, but it was probably 5 or 6 months ago that I read it. And in that book, I'm just going to paraphrase, but basically he worked at a manual labor job, and every day he would see this little scrawny, skinny guy working this conveyor belt. And what that guy, his whole job was to pick up this relatively heavy thing, not too heavy, but pretty heavy, and he'd pick it up and then wait another couple minutes, pick one of those things up again, and just do that all day for like 10 hours. And he saw that every day. The guy didn't seem to break a sweat. And one day that guy got sick, so they asked Steve to do it. And he came in kind of hot, I got a really heavy deadlift and I'm really strong, so this should be nothing. And he got to about an hour in of picking up that relatively heavy thing every couple minutes, and he was done. It was draining him, and he didn't think he could go on. He realized that this little scrawny guy had something that he didn't have, and he wanted it, strength endurance. And once I heard about it, I wanted it too. And I'm sure a lot of you guys who are interested in strength and just training in general are going to find this interesting too, because it's just cool. It's cool to be able to translate the strength that you've built into something else. And so what I've been doing over the last 6 months is I've been combining it with odd object training, which has a lot of benefits in and of itself. Odd object training is going to build a lot of stabilizers and just work your muscles in a different way. And so what I've been doing, what I'm going to do today actually, I'm doing one of these today, I do it about once a month, is I'm going to pick up one of my heavier stones, I'm going to do a bear hug carry, I'm going to walk around the full distance of my yard. And last time I did it, I got 31 laps, and it took me about an hour and 20 minutes, I think. First time I did it, I did 30 laps. I'm going to go for 32 today. Every single one of those laps is almost max effort. Not quite, but it's pretty close. If I had a gun to my head, I might be able to go 2 times around at once, but once around, you definitely feel it. And the way that that stone is pushing on your chest, you start to not be able to breathe. It's hard. And so I've been doing these for a while. I also did a couple workouts where I was doing like a stone shoulder. I took one of my medium-sized stones and I shouldered it 100 times. You've also seen it in the calisthenics work I've been doing with my circuits. I'll do like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circuit. Do that a few times, and there's like 5 or 6 exercises in each of them. And you might get to a point where you know that your muscles could handle doing another 3 pull-ups. You could do another couple reps on the ab wheel or a couple more push-ups, but your mind is just telling you that you don't want to do this. But you push through. You become somewhat of a workhorse. You just get into like a flow state, and you just keep going. You just keep pushing, and you push, and you push, and eventually you're at the end, and you have a completely new mindset. The way that you look at training is just different. Since I started doing this stuff, full body training, even the stuff I was doing until recently where my sessions were like 2.5 hours plus neck training, it didn't seem that bad. When you can do something at a max intensity over and over for such a long time, it just changes you. And some of the other things that Steve Justa did, you should definitely check out the book. He has some examples on there. I think you can go online and see some of the stuff that he did. But basically, one time I think he took like a 300-pound stone and walked like a quarter mile with it without putting it down, put on a 250-pound weight vest and walked a couple miles without stopping. Just crazy things like that you wouldn't think of doing, but it's a way that you can translate the strength you built in the gym to something else. Because I hate to say it, but if there was some kind of survival situation, I don't know what it would be, but most likely being able to do something once or being able to do something for 30 seconds isn't going to be enough. That'll come in handy. I think that power training and max strength training is also very beneficial, but there's going to be those times where you need to use that strength over a long time. Think about the Forrest Gump movie. I watched that again recently. He's running back, picking up the people, putting them on his shoulder, running out, doing that for hours. Now that's something that most people couldn't do. that's something you got to train specifically for. And if you think that you're fine, like if you think that I built a lot of strength, I'd be fine picking up a 200-pound stone and walking with it for 2 hours, like you're in for a rude awakening, because it's not easy. It's something you got to train for. So this is just a brief introduction to all that stuff. I think there's probably some ways you could do it in the gym too. I haven't done this myself, but you could probably load up a barbell, say with like 70-80% of your max, and just do a deadlift. Just do one of them every couple minutes for a couple hours. I think I saw that somewhere. The options are endless. Just do something that you like. I like carrying stones. I think it's fun. You could shoulder a sandbag once every couple minutes. You could do whatever you wanted to, as long as it's hard, and at about, quarter of the way through, you're wishing you could stop and you don't think you're going to make it. Then in your mind, you just say, I'm going to keep going, and you keep going, and eventually you get there. That's what it is. So if you haven't tried this stuff out, I definitely recommend it. And until next time, thanks for watching.